Welcome to Bankside Cuisine. Today we're going to be making some little bacon pizza rolls. Nice little tear and share to cook in this XL toasty pan. Let's make a start. You can see the ingredients I've got here. I've got some mixed cheese that's already grated. Now there's some cheddar in there and there's some mozzarella. I've got this little pack of smoked bacon, crispy strips. You don't need to use this. You can have whatever you like, mushrooms, sausage, whatever you really fancy. This is just the basis on how to do it. I've got a little bit of sun-dried tomato pesto and then a ready rolled pizza base from the supermarket. Right then guys, so what I've done, I've opened up the pizza base. As I said, it's a ready rolled pizza base. So when you take them out of the packaging, this is how they look. I'll totally honest, this is a square one, comes from Asda. Tesco's, they're round, Sainsbury's, they're round. So it doesn't really matter where you're gonna get it from, but just use a ready rolled pizza base. So first of all, to go on there, we're gonna use some of this sun-dried tomato pesto. You could use basil pesto, you could use a bit of pizza sauce. I just love the flavour of this. Really vibrant, sings of the Mediterranean. You put some olives with this. It makes a lovely pasta sauce. So you could do these one day. You could carry a jar of this and then have some sun-dried tomato pasta the next. So we've just spread that over. We haven't put tons on, as you can see. Next onto there is some of our cheese mix. Now, as I said, this is mozzarella and cheddar combined, already grated in a bag. So we're just going to spoon that over. Now I've put quite a fair amount on there. You want a decent amount, you don't want to skimp on cheese. That's always a bad thing to do. And then one of the toppings I've got here, just some crispy bacon. So we're just going to add that, scatter it all over. And there you go. So that is nicely pressed down. So we've got our bacon. Now, as I said, you don't have to use bacon. You could use mushrooms, you can use sausages, use whatever you want on there. One of my favourite ways of doing this, take off the pesto. I use Marmite and cheese. Roll them up, they're great for breakfast. Really nice little savoury snack just to start the day with. So we're just gonna start rolling this up. There we go. Now just try and compress it with your hands. You want to try and get this as tight as possible. If any of the bacon starts coming out like it has, we'll just push it back in. And there we go. So now you can see we've got that lovely folded pizza. Now, next part what we're going to do is take our pan here and we're going to divide this into 3 sections, equal sections. And then each one of those, we're going to divide again into a further 3 sections. So we've got 9 pieces in total. Obviously, just be careful using the knife. We're just trying to cut through this crispy bacon. It is crispy. And there we go. So next of all, we're going to take these sections and we are going to place them so the open sides are on the top and the bottom. There you go. So as you can see, we've got all of our dough in there. We've got it into 9 equal pieces. We've just tucked that into the XL toasty. And what we're going to do now is close the lid and just turn our stove on to a low heat. Now that stove's on a low heat. You don't want it on a high heat because all that's going to do is rather than cook the dough through, it's just going to burn it. So we want it to almost act like a small oven. So we're just going to put it on there, just keep turning it every minute or so, and that's just going to allow that heat to develop. You'll find that that bread inside, the pizza dough, is going to actually puff up and rise, and all of those are joined. It's going to be like a big tear and share sort of bread. So come back in a few minutes and I'll show you the cooking process. Right, so this has now been cooking for a few minutes, about 6 minutes. We keep turning it over, so this is going to be one of the last turns. We'll turn it over and then let's just open it to check. And there you go. So you can see how that's all puffed up inside, all the bread's cooking, caramelising nicely. I can see all that cheese is really gooey on the inside. You've got that crisp bacon, and that's cooked lovely. Look at all that little bubbling, so we know it's hot, we know it's cooked all the way through. I think that, to me, is just about done. All that's left to do is just serve it up on a plate. Now what we're going to do, the joy of these Ridge Monkey pans, first thing we're going to do is literally just split the pans in half. So we're just going to take that apart. Okay, so we've split the pans up in half. All we're going to do is just flick the plate on the top, turn it over, and there we go. It's ready served. Then we're just going to let that cool down, and we can break those up and just start eating them. You could serve that with a little bit of mayonnaise or your favourite dip, similar to if you have a Domino's, the garlic dip, whatever you like. But these make a really, really nice little snack for your lunch. Couple of you, they'll go down really well.